converting metrics today. Woohoo! Metric system! Most people hate that if they're Americans just because we don't use it, but it's so much easier mathematically. If you saw the last video where we were converting standard units of measurement and the Zhuk-Pao and the different conversion factors and all that, when you see how easy this is, you'll think, man, why don't we use that? That is a great question. Anyway, converting metrics, here we go. If you remember this little thing here, it will unlock everything for you. You won't have to worry about times 100. Is it times 1,000 divided by 100? 1,000? Do we? Just get this and it'll just make it all so much easier. I want to point out to you though that there are these steps. This in the middle is a step of itself. You'll understand what I mean by steps here in a little bit. So they are all steps. If you remember this little thing, and I'm just going to say, for this part, in the little saying that we're going to do, kids have died, converting metrics. If you just remember that little thing, that'll help you keep the letters in order. And I put these in caps, and I put those in little letters at the beginning on purpose, just to remind you that these are bigger ones and those are smaller ones. But this meter, liter, gram, whether you're dealing with meters, units of length, or liters, units of liquid measurement, grams, units of mass, or you might say weight, no matter what you're dealing with in the metric system, all of these words go in front of it. It could be a kilometer, a kiloliter, a kilogram. It could be any of those. The same front part of the word is just applied to this, decimeter, centiliter, milligram. That's all that means. So this has its own unit. This is like 1. This would be like 10, decade, where we get 10. This would be the ones unit, the tens unit, and so on, a lot like the decimal systems are. Centi means 100. We get cents or century. Anyway, but if you just remember that kids have died converting metrics, that'll help you get the letters, and then you're good to go. Now, why does that matter? I'm going to show you here in just a second. Well, let's say we're having grams to kilograms. Wherever you start is wherever you start. And wherever you're going, that's like wherever you go. I know it's tough. Try to stay with me. So if you start with grams, go to kilograms. You start with grams on this step, and you move 1, 2, 3 to get to the kilogram. So because you went this way 3, that's what you do with the decimal and the number that you're given. Where's the decimal now? Well, right now it's back here, even though we don't write it. But we went 3 this direction, so we go 1, 2, 3 that direction. That's where it was. That's where it is. So the new answer is 1 320 thousandths of a kilogram. That's how many 1,320 grams is. And that's really it. You just have to know where to move your decimal, and that's it. And that's the easy way. Well, let's try this one. 5 hundredths, or 0.05 hectoliters, is to how many centiliters? Well, let's just do our little thing here. We're going from hectoliters, which is here, and we're going to centiliters, which happens to be over here. So we just go 1, 2, remember that's a step, 3, 4. So we went 4 this way. So again, we take our decimal and move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, we do the little Zhuk-D here, and it just looks like it's aching for a 0, and so it is. So when we look at that with the decimal there, the answer is 500. If the decimal's there, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't use that 0. So the answer is just plain 500 centiliters. See, it's really that simple. Once you remember this, the key is getting those things in the right order. Kids have died converting metrics. Not really, but it just helps you remember it. Whoa. Let's try this over here. Okay, 2,600 millimeters is how many meters? Well, we start here. We're going to regular meters. Whether you go to regular meter or a plain old liter or a plain old gram, you go to this very center one here. So you start with the millimeters, going to meters. 1, 2, 3. So we start here where our decimal is 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 meters. 2.6 meters or 2 depending on how accurate they want you to measure out, you may or may not need those zeros. It's kind of up to your book, up to your instructor, up to the context of what you're measuring. Some things require more accuracy than others, whatever. But you just move your decimal that many times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's all the same. One more. And then we're done. See how easy that was? So here we got 14 decagrams. 14 decagrams, which is here. And we're going to planograms. Well, this is just 1. So it's real easy. 1 that way. So we start with a decimal here. Just move it 1. And the answer would be 140 grams. And that's really it. The metric system is easy. Once you understand the letters, and you can get more in depth to what each of the prefixes mean, like this means 1,000, this means 100, and so on, and do your multiplying or dividing, and make it as complicated as you want to. But this is the easy way of just converting back and forth. Anyway, that's it. See you next time.